You're looking at a PowerPoint slide of really what the themes that emerged out of my study are, and I think it's probably important. I don't know if there's a minimum number. I don't know if there's a maximum number, but I do think that it's an important aspect to try to sort of reduce it down to a few numbers or a number of themes. Now, in my case, though, I really about as small as I could get was 6. So what I tried to do in my chart, and this is really almost more for me to kind of remember it because it was getting kind of confusing to remember what they all were. But obviously, again, faculty satisfaction is the topic of my study, and these were the emergent themes that came out the most. So the blue really represents the major themes. Family was a very consistent one that everybody talked about. And then what I would find is that people would sort of, in relationship to, talk about something. So in the case of family, the discussion of place, where they were, or the fact that they were here in Hawaii was an important part. And those two things were a little difficult to unbundle. So the red really kind of represents a sub-theme or a kind of a continued discussion that kind of relates with that. Collegiality, the interaction between peers and working together was a very, very important thing. But there were also some hot buttons that would kind of come up or consistently come up. So while they were talking about the importance of collegiality, a good number of them talked, for instance, about the lack of teaching support, that they were collegial with each other, but they didn't get a lot of support as far as that goes. Another one that came up a lot was this idea of toxic faculty or the tyranny of the minority. And numerous people talked about that. So I just, again, thought it was sort of a subset that was important to talk about. Making a difference, this was something that I thought was extremely important because many of these people are very intrinsically motivated, and the idea of giving back or making a contribution to society was a very important part of their satisfaction. The security, the tenure, and promotion, almost every single person talked about in some shape or form. The salaries, the issues of promotions, and the issues of tenure, and that could be a rocky road for a number of folks. In addition to some folks experiencing some discrimination. So again, that generally came up when it came to issues of promotion. Administration, there was no shortage of opinions on administration, and I think another important part of your study is that you're going to put a boundary on it or a snapshot in time. And in my particular case, I just finished it in the spring 2012 semester, and during that time here at Manoa, we were doing a new search for a chancellor. So everybody had an opinion about what was going on with that, and some very important issues. The other one is changing landscapes in higher education, and a lot of people were very concerned about how things are changing, different demands on faculty, how their work, life, the expectations of them has changed over the years. And the point, I think, maybe the final point of all of this is that some of these things, as they popped up and became evident, connected directly to my theoretical frame. So there are a couple of these things like collegiality, security, tenure, promotion, administration were things that were very much a part of the theoretical frame. The changing landscape of higher education really is something that was talked extensively about in the literature review. So one of the things that happens in the last chapter of the study is that you have to come back and say, well, what did people say in relationship to the lit review, and what did people say in relationship to the theoretical frame? So my themes are kind of a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But one, I think, last comment I would like to make is don't get stuck with your lit review and its main points, and don't get stuck with your theoretical frame, because you're going to find yourself maybe missing something that they're talking about that's not necessarily a part of either one.